Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing Outbound Flight by Zahn, which is a Star Wars book. This is actually an older Star Wars book, which is now classified as a legend. So basically, written before Disney bought Star Wars, so it's no longer canon. Before I get started with my review of this book, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I really appreciate the support. So this is actually a book I've read before a long time ago when it first came out, and the reason I'm rereading it, I'm not sure when this video will post, so at this point Dragon Con might have already happened, but if you saw my last video, I'm speaking on some panels at the 2021 Dragon Con, and several of them were Star Wars related, and one of them is related to the character Grand Admiral Thrawn. So as kind of get ready for those panels, I'm rereading some of the old books that feature Thrawn to kind of refresh my memory, especially some of the ones that's been a while since I've read. And so that's why I'm kind of rereading this old Star Wars book. So I guess the explanation why I'm rereading this old one out of the way, I'll kind of delve into the book. So Outbound Flight is set, basically at this point Palpatine has already become Chancellor, but it's still early on. Anakin is just a Padawan, he's not a Jedi Knight yet, he's still with Obi-Wan. So the Civil War hasn't started yet, Clone Wars haven't started yet, so you're very early on in Palpatine's reign as Chancellor. And the basic concept behind this book is there's this kind of somewhat secret mission that the Jedi and the Republic are working on to basically send a spaceship with some Jedi and also some potential colonists on it to go explore the unknown parts of the Star Wars galaxy, but then also leave the galaxy and go to another galaxy and attempt to kind of explore that and maybe colonize some planets, but also just kind of learn what else is out there. So it's kind of a combination of like a scientific mission to a colonization mission to a little bit of like scout to see if there's anything dangerous out there, so a little bit of a military thing. Obviously, again, I said there's a Jedi component. So it's kind of a kind of almost think like a NASA space exploration thing, but it also has a huge amount of crew. The ship Outbound Flight's on is massive. It has thousands and thousands of people on it. If I remember the correct number, I think there's 20 Jedi on it. So a big, big operation. So half the book is focusing on that. The other half is exploring Thrawn, who is a member of the Chiss species. And he is kind of a mid-level ranking officer at this point. He's in charge of a ship, but he's not an admiral yet. And basically his ship comes into contact with some kind of smugglers from Republic space who had a hyperdrive accident that took him into Chiss space. So this is really the first contact between people from the Republic and the Chiss. And Thrawn is kind of interested to learn more about this. And as eventually these two storylines intermerge, and Thrawn comes into contact with the Outbound Flight. Throughout the storyline, you're also getting some Palpatine behind the scenes stuff where on one side he is Palpatine, but on the other side he is a Sith Lord, and he's kind of playing both sides of it, so you're getting that elements of it. You're starting to see the early seeds of Palpatine trying to destroy the Jedi and establish the Empire and stuff like that. As a fan of Thrawn, this is very interesting because for the pre-Disney books, this was the first time to kind of look at Thrawn pre him joining the Empire and kind of seeing what the Chiss were all about, what he was about, how he actually joined the Empire, how that connection was made. Like all of Timothy Zahn's books, they're amazing. Thrawn is amazing. The character is amazing. The one thing I really enjoy about Outbound Flight, you do get Obi-Wan and Anakin a lot, but you also get a lot of other Jedis, and it's very interesting because a lot of the other Jedis have very different views of the Force, and this is especially kind of played up with how Obi-Wan's viewing a lot of these different views and how Anakin does. And you're starting to see little seeds like, oh, Anakin views the Force and how Jedi should use these powers very differently than from how Obi-Wan and Yoda and Mace Windu do. And you're getting the little seeds of like, oh, I can see why Anakin's going to go a different path than these other ones. So the one thing, if you read the Outbound Flight, just keep in remember, this is no longer canon. It's classified as legends, so it's meaning it's almost like a story from the past, but it's not necessarily all true. So if you read it and there's some stuff that conflicts with what has been established in some newer Star Wars Disney books, especially about Thrawn, that's why, this is no longer canon. But it's still a really great book. I would definitely say don't let this book not be in canon stop you from reading it, because It is an amazing Star Wars book, a very interesting story, and I would love if Outbound Flight maybe comes back into canon and get some new storyline with it. I find it very, very interesting. Because to me, this is one of the more unique, interesting Star Wars books there are. So I definitely would recommend it.